Here's another look at key repair, and in this example we're going to look at a key that Rick Ballison repaired. Notice that it's leaning to the right. Now Rick pointed out that this key was not glued together right when they made the panel to make the keys, and that's probably why it warped. If you look closely, you can see the two different kinds of wood right in the middle of the key, and it was just kind of unfortunate that it happened to turn out that way. Rick was able to do this in his shop with his nice equipment there and a really nice saw. And I would do that if I could take it home, but a lot of times we have to do it in the house or in the client's home, and we want to only spend 5 or 10 minutes. Now here's the first picture again. You can see the key tilted, and then we took it off and fixed it, and here's what it looked like after Rick was through with it. You really can't tell which one was tilted. You can't see any of the cuts or anything from above. Now this next picture was sent to me by a friend, and I'm going to try to tutor him through this via a video that I'm going to make. And notice that this key is tilted the other way. Hi Nick, let's fix your piano. You're going to take your key, turn it over here, and about right where the key button ends towards the key top here, turn it over. You're going to make a line. I'm just going to draw it. You're going to make a line in this direction about 2 inches long. You put it in the clamp. Now you want to take a saw. So what I'm going to use is a back saw. And I don't know if 32nd of an inch blade, I can't remember what it is. And I'm going to just carefully start about where I drew the line there. Put your finger there so you can cut your finger off while you're at it. Just go slow. Now I'm going to stop here in a minute just to show you. You see where the cut is? That's about right. You want to go all the way to the bottom, but don't cut all the way through. Now you can see kind of where I am here. I need to go farther on this side. I'm going to come down just a little bit. I'm going to watch carefully at the front here until it's about 1/8 of an inch. And on the other side, it's about 1/8 of an inch. You'll know when you're good when you can squeeze it together, and it does that. Now I'm going to show you that close up. So my cut down here, cut to about 1/8 of an inch, and then when I squeeze it together, it will squeeze together a little bit. Now it's a little bit firm when I squeeze it together, and that's okay, but I'm going to go tempt fate and just go a little tiny bit farther. If you happen to cut all the way through, all's not lost. It's just that you have to now clamp both pieces together and line them up. That's a little more flexible. I like that better. Here's a close-up of how much I left at the bottom. Here's the other side. Just enough that it's flexible like that. Now I put it back in the clamp, and I'm going to squeeze it, and you're going to see the way it tilts. If I want it to tilt the other way, then I'll make the cut the opposite direction. Looking at the key from the front, that's what's going to happen. It's going to tilt that way. All right? If you want it to tilt the other way, you have to make the opposite cut. Now we're going to fill that with glue. I've got a clamp here ready. I'm just going to use my scale, and I'm going to put some glue in here. And you want it to run all the way down. I'm going to spread it a tiny bit, but you do not want to crack that, of course. I'm just going to put it in the middle here, kind of force it in a little bit like you do wheel bearings. Get it to where it'll run down. When you get a little ways, then start forcing it the other way, all the way down with your a stick or something, you know. Use this. I just use this. Okay, put some more in. This is not very runny, so I kind of have to force it down in the hole. Of course, I have a napkin underneath here. And I'll know when it's good when it starts running out the sides a little bit. Keep putting it in. Then when you get enough in, I can see it's almost clear down to the bottom now. Actually, I want a little bit more right here. Okay, there. Now it looks like it's pretty good all the way through. And now if I squeeze it and I get some squeeze out, that's even better. And I'm going to wipe that glue off, and we're going to sand it later, so it's no big deal, but let's just get this out of the way. Now here's the trick that's worth the price of the convention. wet it just a little bit. You're going to just put a few drops of thin CA glue right on top. I'm going to flex it a little bit like that. I'm going to wipe it off, and then I'm going to clamp it, and this is a pretty strong clamp, and let it sit. Okay, I only waited about 5 or 6 minutes or so, enough for me to put a few of my tools up. It's shop cleaning day. I usually put stuff up, but I got a shop monkey, my wife, that didn't do it. She's on strike. Right, and then I'm just gonna be careful when you sand it. Make sure it's dry, you know, and you don't break it again. You just have to glue it again. Anyway, let me get up close here. All right, that's what it ends up. It's not pretty. You can make it prettier by sanding this off. But when you put it in the piano, you won't notice that because it's on the bottom. Nobody's going to look at the bottom. And the sides will have a little bit of a ding to it. But you can do it in 5 or 10 minutes, be done with the whole stinking thing, and leave the house. And you'll find that when you put that back in the piano, it's going to be tilted the right way. In fact, if you look at it now, it's tilted the wrong way because it was straight before. So when I tilted it, I tilted it. Hope that helps.